Hi there. Hi, it is Jillian on a Friday before Thanksgiving. And it's feeling like fall, kinda. Here in Austin, it's still a nice day, but I thought I would put my scarf on just because it's starting to feel cozy. So I am Jillian Leslie. I am founder of Catch My Party, the largest party idea site on the web, founder of the Milo Tree app, which is an app many of you guys use to grow your social media followers on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, and also grow your email list. If you use it, then put a comment in so like I can say thank you personally. And also, I'm host of the Blogger Genius podcast, and I have this really awesome Facebook group. So thank you for showing up for this. I think this will be really fun. And what I wanted to talk about was how Roundup posts, here, look, check this out. Ready? How Roundup posts can send you massive traffic. And this is like an interesting strategy. And I don't know if you know this, but in my group, so this Facebook group is all about us all lifting each other up and helping all of us grow our businesses by sharing content, sharing best practices, sharing social media links to grow followers, that kind of thing. And also, I really want to everybody lean in to Roundup posts. And if you have an idea for a Roundup post, and we're going to talk about how to come up with an idea, you can post in the group and say, hey guys, I'm looking for a Roundup post on a certain topic. Do you have a post that you would want shared? Okay, so what is a Roundup post? It is something that you've seen a million times. And I'm going to use now I'm not a food blogger, but I'm going to use the example today because it's almost Christmas of Christmas cookie roundups. Because if you go onto Pinterest, if you go onto Google and you search for these, chances are you're going to see Roundup posts first. Now, what I want to start with in this talk is we're going to go step by step about how to pick a topic. And what I recommend for a Roundup post is you dig into your niche and you pick a topic where you've got a lot of content. So I'm going to use the example of, again, Christmas cookies, but I'm not going to just do Christmas cookies because that's really broad. If I were to Google best Christmas cookies into Google, you know what's going to show up first? Sites like All Recipes, sites like Gourmet Magazine, sites like Food Network, and I can't compete against those sites. So therefore, what I want to do is figure out a topic that's niche enough that I could potentially rank for where I have a lot of content. So let's say I'm a gluten-free baker and I've got 5 gluten-free Christmas cookie recipes. Poof. That is awesome. So you could do a Roundup post where you highlight 5 best gluten-free recipes. However, here's the interesting part. If you go to Pinterest or you go to Google, do you know who wins? The posts that are 50 gluten-free Christmas cookie recipes. In fact, I'm going to share my screen. Let's see. I'm going to share my screen with, let's see if this will work. Here is my, oh no, let me not do that. Hold on, stop screen. I'm going to try it again. I'm going to share my screen and I am going to share it with a Chrome tag. Okay. So here is what I want to share. Here we go. Notice that I did a search which says gluten-free Christmas cookies, and look what shows up. So Delish, that's a pretty big website. I probably cannot beat that, but notice these are bloggers. Mama knows gluten-free, but look at this. Check this post out. Gluten-free, here we go. 50 gluten-free Christmas cookie recipes. So I'm going to click on it. So again, Google loves this idea that you have brought together 50 gluten-free Christmas cookie recipes from this blogger, The Roasted Root. I don't even know her, but look at what she's doing. In this, she is posting 50 gluten-free cookie recipes, and notice the first one she is posting is from her. But if I scroll down, so the second one is from her, third one is from her, fourth one, but now notice she is posting recipes from another blogger and another blogger and other bloggers. So she's able to get to 50 recipes by bringing in content. See if this stops and I can come back to myself. There we go. Bringing in content from other bloggers. So not only does she gain authority, because remember, Google likes it. And by the way, also Pinterest wants these big Roundup posts, but now she's able to be an authority by bringing in other bloggers. So what I want you to do for step number one, or what I recommend you do, is pick your topic based on where you have a lot of content, where you can niche it down enough so that you can rank for it. Okay. Step two is I want you to ask for submissions. And you can ask in this group, you can put a post up that says, I'm looking for a certain DIY craft or parenting activities or something like that, and I'll approve it so that hopefully people in this group can submit you content, and then you can pull out the best content. So the next thing you want to do is pick your submissions. And then once you've picked your submissions, I would like, this is my recommendation for you, is to reach out to that blogger and say, hey, I'd like to use your blog post in my Roundup. One, it's a great way to build a relationship. I am a big believer that knowing people in your niche and being friends with people in your niche helps you grow your business. That we aren't competitors in the way in which we think, that really some of my closest blogging friends are people in my niche. When I first started with Catch My Party, our first site, I became friends with other party bloggers, and they're still some of my closest friends. And we share best practices, and we get together at conferences back in the day when we could, but we text each other and we're willing to support each other's work. So please use this as an opportunity to reach out to other people in your space. In fact, we do coaching, and in our coaching group, which I want to talk about, if you're liking this teaching session, we do this once a month in our monthly membership group where we pick a topic like this, and David and I, my partner and my husband, teach on a topic like this. So what we did in our last coaching session, we meet twice a month, once to do a workshop and the second time for Q&A and to talk about the workshop and what people learned. But anyway, this month, because it's November, what we did was we talked about goal setting for 2021. And we talked about it both in terms of concrete goals, and we talked about it in terms of aspirational goals. Anyway, one thing I did at the end of it, and I gave everybody a Google Doc to fill out and send back to me so I could see what they're thinking in terms of their goals, but I gave them challenges. And one of the challenges, which is that I talk a lot about in this group, is going live, putting your face out there and being uncomfortable, and that it be weird, and that's okay. And then the second thing I challenged people to do, because again, I do teach this idea of being uncomfortable. I said, reach out to people in your space, to two people in your space, to befriend them, to figure out a way to work together, because the more people you know, the more you can lean on each other. So anyway, so this is a great opportunity to reach out to somebody in your space, or in fact, if you know that they've got a post like a gluten-free cookie post, you can reach out to them and say, can I add this to my Roundup? And then the reason I want you to ask for a permission to use one of their photos in your post, because it can get a little bit weird. They own those photos now, you're putting them in your post. You might ask them to watermark the photo so that it's very clear that this isn't your photo, it's their photo. But most people will say yes. And it's a great way, again, to build this sense of friendship and community. And I honestly think that we're all, as solopreneurs or with small teams, like, it can be lonely. It's just me and my computer. So it is really nice to reach out. The next thing then I want you to think about is you add your posts to this roundup and always put your posts first. So this is a great way just to get traffic to your blog, and chances are, if your posts, your recipes are in the top, say, 3 or 4 places, that's good. Like, you don't have to think to myself, oh my God, does that seem braggy if I put my post first? Absolutely not. You're the one doing the work. This is living on your blog. Show off your content first. And then you want to slowly work down and add the other submissions. Now, to be honest with you, the more you can add, the better, because Pinterest and Google like it the more you have. People like to click on something that says 50 ideas versus 4 ideas. But again, you have to think about, what is your bandwidth, what feels comfortable for you. You could do 10, you could do 20. If you really want to challenge yourself, you could do 50. You might hire that out if you have a VA to put this post together. But you want to make sure that the other people are shown off in a good light. And therefore, I recommend putting a little bit of text under each post, so that, again, Google, remember, you're writing posts for 2 audiences, Google and your regular audience of people who are skimming your post. Google likes more text. Skimmers like to be able to get to what they want. So you might want to, let's say, structure these recipes, these gluten-free recipes. Maybe you put the chocolate recipes together. Maybe you put the sandwich cookie recipes together. That kind of thing. Maybe you do the sugar cookies together. So make it easy for your audience to skim through and go, oh yeah, I'm a chocolate lover like I am. If you listen to me, you know this, that I live for chocolate. So I would go there first. Make it easy for me. So put those there, but explain to me the different kinds. Maybe they're crinkle cookies, which I love, chocolate crinkle cookies. Maybe there are chocolate chip cookies, who knows? But do think about the structure of these posts and how you can help me as the skimmer, and also Google, because Google will be able to say, oh, wait a second. Oh, look, the chocolate cookies are together. Okay, the next thing too is you want to add these posts with follow links. So remember this idea, I don't know if you know, about no follow links versus follow links. We all have some authority in our blogs, meaning if I link to somebody who is somebody I believe in or something, I want that to be a follow link, because it's like I'm sharing my goodwill with somebody that I believe in. If I'm linking to Amazon, I want that to be a no follow link, because I don't want to give my mojo, my special authority to Amazon. Or if it's an affiliate link, it's always a no follow link. If it's a sponsored post, it's a no follow link. But for these people in your roundup, you want it to be a follow link, because it's your way of giving to them. And in fact, if you reach out to somebody to say, hey, can I add your post to my roundup, and it will be a follow link, if they know what that is, that's really good. If you've ever looked on a site like Uber Suggest, which is, or I think Uber Suggest will show this. It's like the way that Google determines your authority is how many people are linking to your blog. So if I'm doing a roundup post and I'm going to link to your blog, that's really good for your authority. So it's a little way of giving back. So definitely think about that as a way to say, hey, thank you for this. Now, one thing that's controversial, if I have a blog post and now I've got 50 gluten-free Christmas cookie recipes, do I pin those images that are living on my blog, but they're not my photos? Do I pin those to Pinterest, because if I pin those to Pinterest, that photo that's not mine is going to be linking back to my blog. This is controversial. Personally, I don't recommend taking those photos and linking, pinning them from my blog post and linking back to my blog. That's happened to us in the past with Catch My Party, and it's kind of weird when you see one of your best photos linking to somebody else's blog. That can feel a little inauthentic, a little like, I would want that traffic linking back to my blog. Therefore, what I recommend you do is not pin the individual photos, but create collages that are your collages using their photos, but that have text overlay that talk about this is a post with 50 gluten-free recipes. Like, that's really cool. So I'm okay personally, and you can tell me in a comment. Oh, wait, people are leaving comments. Okay, wait, sorry. Hi, Deb. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Tampa Bay Contest. And Roland said, will I be sharing an example? Yes, so I'm gonna do that. And oh, Clarita, I'm glad that you understand. Hopefully it makes sense. The follow, no follow. The best way to think about it is you've got some juice. Who do you share that juice with? Make sure it's somebody that you know is a really also has authority, because it weirdly, where you're linking also can influence your own authority. So be generous with your follow links, but also specific, and make sure those are good people that you're linking to. So just be mindful of that. Okay, I recommend creating Pinterest collages with these photos. Now, other people will do it differently. As I've told you, I've seen our pins, our images show up in other people's, linking to other people's blogs. It does feel weird. Think about how you feel morally about that. But I think making collages with those images is a smart idea. So I'm going to go now. I'm going to share my screen again. Hopefully I know how to do it this time. And I'm going to show you Pinterest. So let's look at this. Okay, so you can see I searched for, if you look at the top, gluten-free Christmas cookies, right? So I'm going to go down, and you'll notice some of these, like 33 gluten-free Christmas cookies. And let's see if there are any more. 40 best gluten-free Christmas cookies. And notice these collages. This is a bunch of photos. We're going to click on one of these. Let's see. I haven't checked. But let's see if these are, okay, so this is easy gluten-free recipes. These could be all from, so here we go. So this, you can see these look good, by the way, to me. This recipe is from Easy Gluten-Free Recipes. So notice it's in the #1 spot, but notice it says recipe by the Spunky Coconut. And I'm going to click on it, and guess what? It is sending me to the Spunky Coconut. Now, the reason why you would want to participate in a Roundup post is because she is getting traffic from your post. What I recommend too, though, is that the photo, good, okay, some of these I haven't noticed. The photo is linking to her recipe, and the link is linking to her recipe. Now, personally, I'd go that extra mile, and I would look at her recipe, and I might take some of the highlights of like why this is a delicious recipe. And as I go back, I might put a little bit of description about it rather than just recipe link, recipe link. But again, like, this is a beautiful photo. And I like the fact, I don't know if you can see this, that these recipes, I like the ones that have watermarks, sharing recipe photos that have watermarks, because that way, if somebody does, here's a watermark, if somebody does pin it from this post, it at least is giving a little bit of, it's directing you to, you will know that, oh, this is from this blog. So notice what this post is. It's honestly not that difficult to put one of these, let me come back. to put one of these, am I back? There we go, hello. To put one of these posts together, it's, and I think it's really powerful, especially during the holidays or during a time, seasonality is great. But again, it could be, let's say you are an organizer and you could do a roundup post of like different strategies on organizing different parts of your house. Like, be creative. So again, my recommendation is being specific. So don't just do a big general category, because again, you can't necessarily, so let's say it's an organizing post. Chances are you will not be able to win on Google over, say, the Container Store. Like, if they do a roundup post, they're going to kick your butt. No way. But if it's like maybe pantry, a pantry organizing post, something like that. So try and get really specific. And of course, if you know me, I recommend you do keyword research. Go to a site like Uber suggests, type it in, see what shows up. Go to Google, type it in, see what shows up, and ask yourself before you ever create this post, can I beat the posts that are showing up in position 1, 2, and 3? Is there something I can add that that makes my post compete even better, that I can beat those posts? Like, one thought that I just came up with is you could put together like a slideshow video showing all of those images for each post. So if I've got 50 posts, I got 50 images, that would be a cool slideshow, and I could put the name of let's say the recipe, and then I could put whose recipe it is in the slideshow, but I've got a video. And chances are my post with a video will beat posts that don't have a video. So be thinking strategically like that. Now, here is the next step. Once I've created my post and I've created my Pinterest collages and I've pinned those collages, now this is where I recommend you reach out to every single person that you invited or whose posts you've added to the roundup. And most of these people, hopefully all of these people, you've reached out to even before you've added their post to your roundup. And then what you get to say is, hey, new friend, here is a link to the roundup post. I'd love it if you shared it with your audience. Now, what you're looking for is somebody to share it on Facebook, like an easy share. And here's the thing that I always recommend. Put together a couple sample shares. Like, for example, hey, here's so-and-so, here's the roundup post where I've included your recipe. I'd love it if you shared it on social media. Here's some sample text to help you share it, where you can say, give the text, so that all they have to do is copy and paste that text and put it in a Facebook post. Do the work for them to make it super easy for them to share your post. Again, it's helping everybody. Which I think is the magic of doing roundup posts. My win is your win. And if I can then get you to share it, remember, Google is looking at shares. Google's looking at Facebook. They're looking at Pinterest. I mean, maybe even you send some pins, you add some pins that they can, or images, maybe those collages, so that they can potentially share it as well. Make it easy for them. But again, Google's looking at signals from social media. I don't know if you've ever Googled something and all of a sudden Pinterest boards will show up at the top of the search. So any place that you can gain authority, any place where people are talking about what you're creating is great for every network, because Google's listening to Facebook and listening to Pinterest and all of that. So that's how you want to be thinking about doing a roundup post. And the other thing that I talk a lot about, and if you're in my group, and some of you are, which is terrific, thank you for showing up. One thing that I think a lot about is approaching your business from the perspective of abundance. And we can think about our businesses in terms of abundance and in terms of scarcity, and it's a choice. And it's kind of like a cup half full, cup half empty thing. But if you approach your business from a place of abundance, oh my God, I believe that's the power mindset, because that's how you grow. So I look at somebody who's made a rest. It's really hard not to compare ourselves on the internet and not to feel inadequate. I mean, I think that that's like the whole business model for something like Instagram. And it's really hard to, and I think it kind of speaks to our reptilian brain and like speaks to us at, am I enough? Am I good enough? Like, do I measure up? Those kinds of things. And I think we have to rewrite those narratives like actively to say, no, there's room for all of us. There is room for all 50, let's say you've done a roundup of 50 posts, there's room for all 50 of us. And that, I think, will help you grow your business. So by the way, I see, because I'm using StreamYard, a couple of you said hi to me in comments, but I don't know who you are. So would you say, I just see hi. So if you would put your names there, I would so appreciate it, so that I can do like a little shout out for you guys for showing up live for this. And if you're watching the replay of this, just type replay into a comment, because I'd love to reach out to you and know that you're watching this. If you like this, and again, for those of you who are in our group, and this is kind of how we teach. I'm doing this one solo, but really this is what we do. We take a topic and we really break it down and show you how you can take this into your own business to grow your business, and how to, again, think about things like SEO and think about things like mindset, because they're all the building blocks that help you grow your business. So I wanted to just share that we have a monthly group. And I'd love you to be a part of it. I think it's a really special place. We just met yesterday for our Q&A session, and I always leave feeling good. I always leave feeling like we've come together and really shared honestly about our businesses and helped lift each other up. So if you want something kind of personal, that's what I think the group is. And you can find it milotree.com/membership. Now, here's the thing. If you reach out to me and say you watch this, I will send you a link to get a special price for joining the membership group. Now, of course, you can cancel at any time. There's no obligation. It is really just a place to come together with like-minded entrepreneurs where we all help each other grow. And we're in different verticals, but you'd be amazed at how many similarities there are that we all face in our businesses. So that's my plug. Check out milotree.com/membership. I think it's a really cool experience. But again, I will be popping in here and doing these other kinds of teaching sessions. I really love to do this. And I really want to help you guys grow your businesses, and especially during this time where you can use Christmas as a time, as this season, as a time to think creatively about Roundup posts. And remember one last thing, which is, okay, oh my God, join. Jillian's awesome. Oh my God, love the monthly group. Thank you, you guys. So hi, Jill Graydon. And how are you making these flying emojis? I do not know if there are flying emojis. We'll have to talk about that. Anyway, now I've lost my train of thought. So please check out the group. Also, please let me know what you think of this teaching. If you have done a Roundup post and you want me to see it, send me a link to it. I would love to see what you're doing and how you are thinking through this. And if I missed anything, or if you have any advice or tips that I haven't talked about, please share them with me. I'd love it. And if you want to join the group and you want a special price, just message me, because I'd love to have you part of it. And again, no obligation. It's really just, to raise up, I believe in the saying that rising tides lift all boats, and I'm going to prove it. Okay, have a wonderful, this is Friday. It's weird outside, it's weird out there, so please stay safe. And I wish you guys all a very happy Thanksgiving. I will be live on Wednesday to talk about my most recent podcast. And it's all about how my friend Melanie used her big Facebook page to start growing her blog traffic, but really she shares strategies to think about in terms of driving traffic to your blog to grow your page views. Like that it's not just I put out content, I hope people come. It's like, what can I do to create excitement so people want to come to my blog? And we talk about going live and showing your face. And the one thing that I love, and Melanie shared, because she's an expert at this, is that it's always weird. I thought that was so honest. And so if you are pushing yourself to go live, and I recommend you do, and it feels weird, please know you are not alone. It's always weird. So maybe I will do another session about that and about how weird it is, but how I think, especially now when we're all isolated, how important it is. All right, so I'm going to go. Have a great rest of your Friday. We're about to order pizza, so my daughter's very excited, so I need to get off. So anyway, please reach out. I'm always here. Okay, take care.